Okay, this is take 2. Let's go. I've been accepted into the University of Advancing Technology. They actually gave me an email address. Another one to keep up with. Great, right? Let's get into the news. Let's start with negative. The entire nation was taken by storm by the kidnapping. It was made by 4 awful people, live streamed to Facebook. Everybody knows that by now. Okay. Let's go with, it was both racially motivated and motivated by the fact that the kid was disabled, which is extremely wrong, and those 4 people deserve the life sentence. Now, move on. Let's talk about this new Army regulation. No one else seems to have talked about it so far, but it has been written in articles by Breitbart News, Fox News, Army Times, and Huffington Post. Don't read them. But they were actually right about something for once. It wasn't fake news. And I'm not talking about the buzzword fake news. I'm talking about the thing that Huffington Post is known for, is false information. But let's move on. The Army regulation is, they are now allowed to have religious beards, turbans. There's allowed to be hijabs. What's next? Getting rid of the uniform and allowing women to wear burqas instead? Although the Jewish skull cap is now allowed as well, but not in place of the beret like the turban is, or the hijab, which is awful. And if they're going to give them more rights, they might as well give the Jewish more rights. If they're not going to, what is the point of giving anyone more rights? If you're going to favor one group over another, when that one group you're favoring causes more terrorism in the world than any other group. Oh, here's where you say, not all Muslims. How about, let's give you a statistic. There was a rape of thousands in Cologne, Germany last year. Who was the one raping the women? The Muslims that migrated there from northern Africa and in the Middle East. Oh, still don't believe me, huh? Let's talk about these supposed truck attacks throughout the years. Throughout last year happened, or the Orlando shooting, where they shoot up an LGBT club that wasn't doing anything to them. ISIS claimed that as theirs. But ISIS is an Islamic group that beheads people for not believing in their doctrines. And they believe that if they die serving their cause, that they will be rewarded with 72 virgins in heaven. Sure, you'll say not all Muslims, but look, I know, that's about 10% of Muslims, but let's be real. Those are the ones that just want to commit sins. And they believe that their sins will be forgiven if they do this militant stuff. So, let's go on with that. Now, let's go on to CES. CES 2017 happened this past week. It started last Monday. It's Monday now, so yeah, you know that it's over with. It's a week-long event. CES 2017 introduced some interesting things. Samsung turned the quantum dot stuff into a actual standard. It's called quantum dot light emitting diode, or QLED. Interesting, but boring. Because putting quantum in front of something does not make it better. We learned this with IBM's quantum CPUs a year or two ago. Interesting idea, not something to go with. Let's move on. With CES 2017, you saw Racer's Project Valerie. Interesting concept, cool. Look at the Acer Predator 21X. Interesting concept. Awesome mechanical keyboard. Mechanical. Let's go with, next let's talk about Ryzen. Ryzen chips, they're the AMD's platform, first line of CPUs to go to the AM4 socket. And they support DDR4, and their performance is similar to that of a Skylake chip, which is not bad. It's actually really good. It means they can be competitive if their pricing is appropriate. If their pricing is not appropriate, then they can't compete with the Kaby Lake CPUs that Intel just pushed out. Specifically, the 7700K. Already an overclocked chip that just came out from Intel. Still, it can be put on the LGA 2011 revision 3, which is already a chipset a lot of enthusiasts have, and they probably already have at least 32 gigs of DDR4 on their motherboard. Maybe even overclocked DDR4. Who knows? They probably already have a GPU on their board. Maybe two. And these are either extremely high-end AMD ones in Crossfire, or probably a GTX 1080, or maybe even a Titan XP. Well, let's not get into that. I don't like how they just stop with the change in architecture. Call it Titan X2. It's a lot easier. Let's go on now. I guarantee you they don't have a Quadro. So AMD is competitive. Finally, they got the Vega architecture announced for their GPUs, which there's a rumor that they might actually be better than what NVIDIA is going to push out this year. But is the software better? I know there's better support in I know AMD's better with DirectX 12 and Vulkan, but most games aren't even using it yet. And the ones that are doing VR. Except for Doom, of course. This is a special case of a game. Let's not get into that. Check out Tech Quicky's video on DirectX 12 and Vulkan. They go into a little bit of detail about it. Now, with that over with all of you guys going back to school now, I'd like to say good luck. For you seniors in your last semester, do not slack off. This is your last semester. You want your GPA good, right? Well, have a good day. Today is Monday, the 9th of January 2017. And see you next time.